it's okay to grow, to be a versatile musician. It
Right.
really is.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
I grew up listening to everything
Right.
from R&B to some country stuff to
Mm.
jazz to, like hip hop. It's so I'm happy to have those opportunities to play that stuff and to appreciate that stuff and to learn that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I want to get dive into like you're just saying about the R&B. What made you get into R&B?
I always was just drawn to it. Even as a little tiny kid, the stuff that was on the radio,
Yeah.
like that's what I loved. That's what I listened to.
Hmm.
Um, and then the old soul stuff, like the funk stuff, um, is one and the same, as trends change and things, but it's still the basis is still the same.
Hmm.
So like I was I got to take a few lessons from Lewis Johnson,
Mm.
uh,
Okay.
bass
Okay.
player from Brothers Johnson.
Woo, man, really?
When I was a little kid, and I learned a lot from him. I
Yeah.
learned that you can be funky and ferocious at the same time.
Mm. Yeah.
And now looking back and seeing the videos of him playing and then thinking about our few times together and the stuff that he showed me, I was like, yes, you are correct.
Yeah.
But going back to things that draw me to R&B, or I love rhythm
Yeah.
and I love melody.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's what I'm talking about, man. What about the country thing?
well, the country, my exposure to country comes from my family,
Right.
my grandfather and my mom, and I like the old school country stuff. There's some, like I said, man, music is music.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in Nashville for about 7 years, so I was in the hub of all
Right.
that stuff. And it was cool to see how they do things. Um, Man, you go in a session for a country thing, and it's like, all right, one take, boom, there you go.
Whoa.
All right,
Okay. Okay.
oh wait, are you sure that was okay? No, and these guys, that's what they do all day long.
Right.
They're just doing these tracks and doing these sessions. Like, wow, it's impressive. I'm
Mm.
so used to like getting in and vibing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna try this. We're gonna try. All right, try it this way. Nope. but yeah, man, R&B.
Hmm.
I love early '80s R&B.
Like who? Start naming some
Like
artists, man.
let's see, Pretty Poison. I
Okay.
love, let's see, I actually have a list here. Hang on a second.
Okay, cool.
Prince, I love uh, all that early Michael Jackson stuff.
There you go. Yes.
Um, New Edition. I like New Edition.
Yeah.
um,
Nothing wrong with that, man. Come
yeah,
on.
man.
Yeah. So do you like those bass lines, off those albums too?
Oh yeah, of
Man,
course. Yeah, I
man,
mean
because
it's driving everything,
yeah,
and so I love lines that are parts
right.
that you can remember. You know what I'm saying? It's like a
Yeah.
line that you can remember. And I feel the same way about drums too. Like Dave Grohl will
Yeah.
come up with something, and that's a part. That's
Yeah.
something you actually want to sing, or air drum to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
Like that's as
Yeah.
much of a part as the melody in a hook.
Right.
So
Man. Can you tell people that you were also a drummer as well?
I used to be a drummer when I was a little kid. I started playing drums, and I think that's actually helped me with my bass playing,
Man.
having that foundation. But yeah,
How old were you when you were drumming?
oh, I was young, man,
Yeah.
very young. I started. My grandfather played every musician or every instrument, excuse
Okay.
me, pretty much out there and available to him. So when I was a little kid, he bought me a drum set, and we started jamming on Dixieland music. I got to play with his band a few
Mm.
times. I played my first gig when I was 5 years old with them.
Yeah.
So thank you to all his boys for allowing some little kid to get out there and bang
Right.
crash on some cymbals. But
Nice, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I really appreciate all of that time. But I was a little kid when I was playing drums, and I can still play. I'll get behind the kit every now and then, and
Nice.
yeah.
Do you miss it a little bit, or you
I think I get my fix on the bass because I do try to play drums on the bass.
dude, yeah. No, I can see that. It's very percussive, like what you're doing, man. Like people check out his Instagram, man. I mean, face and all, man. You get into it, man. I love it, man. He's like, man,
Bass face, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. It's funny because I'll look back at some of those videos and I'm
right.
like, what the fuck am I doing, man?
Dude, no,
Cut off my face, man.
Come on, man. Those are great faces.
Thank you, bro.
Come on, man. It's like, man, this dude's in it. I love that.
I appreciate
it. Man, okay. I keep on jumping back about your R&B style.
Yeah.
So like, because the song just popped in my head, from New Edition, Can You Stand the Rain?
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Did you like really enjoy that bass line, like in knowing like where he was going with that bass line?
Well, I think for me that song in particular is the mood. You know what I'm saying? It all works together. Like Human Nature by Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of feeling that you get listening to those progressions and chord changes, and everything just works together so beautifully. I can remember being, I don't know how old I was. I was young, but sitting on my bed, looking at the ceiling, listening to that song,
right?
Just all the feelings coming out, even as a little kid.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is it. This is it. Same with Overjoyed by Stevie Wonder.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that song is good too.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Those
man,
changes.
I'm glad you're R&B dude too, man. Like that's sick, man.
I would say, I think if I didn't enjoy that music and at least have heard a lot of it and really taken a moment to listen to that throughout my life, I wouldn't play the same way.
Yeah.
Because you're what you're influenced by is what you're putting into your ear holes and your
so
in your head.
That gave you your chops.
It really did. It really did. Even with Suicidal, like having that sort of R&B and funk thing in my background helped me with that, even though it's not anything the same music. But if you listen to Suicidal stuff and Infectious stuff, it's funky.
It is but this leads me to my next question. Your slap technique.
What about it?
I'm sorry, bro.
I was waiting for it. Like,
right. I'm just, like, what made you get into more slap bass, like what you do, man? It's like part of being percussive as well, or that's what you wanted.
Yeah, I think it just came kind of naturally, I guess, coming from drums, maybe.
Yeah,
and also when I was learning as a little kid, sitting, I couldn't play any drums anymore. So we moved into an apartment, so drums was out of the question. So what I did, my mom got me a bass, and my sister, I have a twin sister who's a singer. So she got a karaoke machine.
Right.
So when she wasn't singing in the karaoke machine, or when we weren't jamming together, I would plug the bass into the little karaoke machine and play along the tapes and stuff. But when I was playing just solo, just by myself, I had to formulate and come up with rhythms because I was just playing bass by myself. So I
Mm.
think that kind of started off, my attraction to the slap stuff. And then, hanging out with Louis Johnson, loving
Yeah.
loving funk, so it all kind of worked together.
Right.
And then Flea was a big influence for me too. So.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah.
Were you ever into like Fishbone or anything like that?
Oh
You know?
yeah. Oh yeah. I
Okay.
saw Fishbone so many times.
Right.
I know Norwood, he's awesome.
Dude.
But growing up in LA,
Yeah.
I was able to see Fishbone so many times. I think I was in high school, maybe my first year of high school.
Right.
And I had a band and we played around, and basically I wanted to be Fishbone. I had a horn section, I had a
Really?
percussionist. Yeah, yeah.
Oh man. Were you doing a bone in a boneyard, or what is that song? What is that?
Oh, what is that song?
It's like he said funky ass bass on the song, and it's just slapping through the middle of
Yeah.
the middle of the song. You know?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the
Right.
title, but yeah, no, I would, it was an original band and we were playing our own songs and I was writing all these parts and stuff. But actually, that's where Brooks had a band as well before he was in Infectious and Suicidal. And we would play some of the same shows, our bands in high school. And then, and he was the one who actually got me into Suicidal, who recommended when Robert had left.
Right.
He called me. So
wow.
big circle, man.
Man, that's huge. That's huge, man.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, 𝐸 Studio, the new way musicians rehearse, record, and share their 𝐸 sessions on social media. Visit ERS on 𝐸recordstudio.com. Download this amazing app on Google and Apple Apps stores.
Visit us on www.talkmusicpodcast.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download our podcast on Apple, Google, Amazon, and Spotify.